These are 5 pieces of car maintenance advice that millions follow religiously. If they're not just wrong, they're potentially destroying your engine and emptying your wallet. What mechanics know about reaching 500,000 miles but rarely tell you could save you thousands.
The conventional wisdom about high-mileage cars has been turned completely upside down. While most people panic when their odometer hits 100,000 miles, the data tells a completely different story. Modern vehicles routinely exceed 200,000 to 300,000 miles with proper maintenance, and some legendary examples have shattered every assumption we had about automotive longevity, reaching 500,000 miles and beyond. Take Irv Gordon, who drove his 1966 Volvo P1800S over 3.2 million miles before his death in 2018. Victor Sheppard hit 1 million miles in his Toyota Tundra in just 9 years. Joe Locicero's Honda Accord crossed the million-mile threshold with obsessive maintenance on its original engine and transmission. No rebuilds, just fuel pump, radiator, and cooling fan replacements. These aren't flukes. They're proof that the mileage myths we've accepted for decades are fundamentally flawed. The first myth that needs to die is the sacred 3,000-mile oil change interval. This rule emerged when engines were less sophisticated and oil quality was terrible. Today's advanced synthetic oils and precision-engineered engines make this frequency not just unnecessary, but potentially wasteful. Most modern vehicles can safely run 7,500 to 10,000 miles between oil changes, exactly as their manufacturers specify. Yet quick lube shops continue pushing the 3,000-mile myth because it triples their business volume. Even Irv Gordon, despite his success with frequent oil changes, represented old-school thinking from an era of different technology. His 667 oil changes over 3.2 million miles worked for his 1966 Volvo, but applying that same logic to a 2020 vehicle is like using a flip phone because it once served you well. The second dangerous myth involves transmission fluid changes, and this one can literally destroy your transmission overnight. Conventional wisdom says change your transmission fluid every 50,000 to 100,000 miles for optimal performance. But here's what experienced mechanics whisper among themselves. Changing automatic transmission fluid in high mileage, never serviced transmissions can trigger catastrophic failure within hundreds of miles. The science sounds counterintuitive, but it's brutally simple. In worn transmissions, microscopic debris from deteriorating clutch plates actually helps those same clutches maintain proper grip. When you power flush this system, you're stripping away the very friction material that's been compensating for wear. Fresh, clean fluid can't provide the gripping power that worn clutches need, leading to slipping, shuddering, and complete transmission failure faster than your next oil change interval. This explains why some mechanics warn against transmission services on vehicles with dark, burnt-smelling fluid. That nasty-looking liquid might be the only thing keeping your transmission functional. The high-mileage champions understood this. Gordon, Sheppard, and Locicero all maintained their original transmissions with manufacturer-specific fluids like Dexron or ATF+4, changing them only when absolutely necessary. Yet many shops continue recommending transmission flushes as routine maintenance because the average customer doesn't understand this mechanical reality. The third myth that costs car owners thousands is the belief that 100,000 miles represents some automotive death sentence. This psychological barrier stems from an era when odometers literally rolled over at 99,999 miles, creating the illusion that vehicles weren't designed to go further. Modern reality paints a completely different picture, especially when you understand vehicle depreciation curves. AAA's 2024 vehicle maintenance study shows the average vehicle maintenance cost runs about 10 cents per mile, whether you're at 50,000 or 150,000 miles. Meanwhile, the average age of vehicles on American roads hit a record 12.8 years in 2025, with passenger cars averaging 14.5 years. About 23% of all vehicles on the road today are 20 years old or older. That's 68.5 million cars that have demolished the 100,000-mile barrier and keep running. Consumer Reports data confirms that modern vehicles hold their value longer, with depreciation curves flattening significantly after the first 3 years. The fourth myth flips everything you thought you knew about mileage on its head. Low mileage doesn't always mean better condition. Cars are designed to be driven, and vehicles that sit for extended periods often develop more problems than those with higher mileage. Regular driving heats the engine, burning off harmful carbon deposits. It circulates oil through critical components, keeping seals and gaskets lubricated and flexible. It exercises moving parts that would otherwise seize or deteriorate from disuse. A car with 60,000 pampered miles can easily be in worse mechanical condition than one with 120,000 highway miles. Highway driving is particularly gentle on vehicles compared to stop-and-go city driving. Those highway miles represent steady-state operation where engines run at optimal temperature and efficiency, while city miles involve constant acceleration, braking, and temperature cycling that stress every component. The fifth myth involves the traditional tune-up, a concept that's largely obsolete in modern vehicles. Older cars required annual tune-ups involving spark plug replacement, carburetor adjustments, and ignition timing modifications. Today's computer-controlled engines with fuel injection systems and OBD2 diagnostics manage these functions automatically, making traditional tune-ups unnecessary and sometimes counterproductive. Modern spark plugs are designed to last 100,000 miles, not the 10,000 to 30,000 miles of previous generations. Attempting to tune a modern engine often means interfering with precisely calibrated systems that don't need human intervention. Your check engine light and OBD2 system will tell you exactly what needs attention. Yet many shops continue selling tune-up packages that provide little benefit while generating substantial revenue. What mechanics actually know but rarely share could revolutionize how you maintain your vehicle. First, your owner's manual contains more valuable maintenance information than any quick lube checklist. Manufacturers invest millions in engineering and testing to determine optimal service intervals, yet most owners ignore these specifications in favor of generic advice from service shops. Second, preventive maintenance delivers extraordinary returns on investment, up to 545% according to industry studies. But this doesn't mean more frequent service. It means smarter service based on actual vehicle needs rather than arbitrary mileage intervals. Critical services like timing belt replacement at 60,000 to 100,000 miles can prevent catastrophic engine damage, while suspension components like struts and shocks affect both safety and ride quality in high-mileage vehicles. Third, not all maintenance recommendations are created equal. Services like coolant system flushes and power steering flushes are commonly oversold at quick lube shops, despite many vehicles having fluids designed to last 100,000 miles or more. Fuel injector cleaning is another frequently unnecessary service that generates profit without providing meaningful benefits for most vehicles. The automotive service industry has a vested interest in perpetuating maintenance myths because they drive revenue. A recent Automotive Service Association study found that 34% of car repairs are unnecessary. That represents billions of dollars in wasted spending on services that provide no benefit or, in some cases, cause actual harm. The cost implications are staggering. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, car maintenance and repair costs have increased 43.6% from January 2019 to January 2025. During this same period, repair costs have risen nearly 25% since 2022 alone, with labor costs up 1.4% year over year due to the increasing complexity of modern vehicle repairs. Understanding these realities changes everything about high-mileage car ownership. Instead of fearing the 100,000-mile mark, you should focus on maintenance history and driving conditions. A well-maintained vehicle with 200,000 highway miles often represents a better investment than a neglected car with 75,000 city miles. The legendary high-mileage champions prove that automotive longevity isn't about following outdated rules. It's about understanding how modern vehicles actually work. When Grigorios Sachanidis drove his 1976 Mercedes 240D to 2.8 million miles, or when BMW's million-mile test engine performed flawlessly after 4 years of continuous dyno testing with mobile synthetic oil, they demonstrated that proper maintenance trumps arbitrary mileage fears. The revolution in automotive longevity is here, but it requires abandoning myths that no longer serve us. Modern vehicles are engineering marvels capable of extraordinary durability when maintained according to manufacturer specifications rather than outdated conventional wisdom.
The question isn't whether your car can reach 500,000 miles, it's whether you'll follow the right advice to get it there. The mechanics know the truth, and you now do too.